Ah, we never solved the ultimate question. Do ultimate robots bring the clockwork? I guess we'll never know.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class
Oh,
trial.
big.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what?
Oh no!
Rabbit curry is on the menu!
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm going to be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is.
I'm actually psycho.
I'm definitely not tempted
by
curry. Got it!
Oh no!
Akane! You seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident?
And before Akane goes ham.
We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
Strawberry House and Grape House.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? So tell me you three were together since last night!
Oh my god!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House. We went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously.
At least the speakers still
As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall.
And then the button was broken.
Someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Does that mean the culprit would have been someone who was already in Strawberry House?
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry
That's what I
House.
just said.
What do you mean, definitely?
Because if they broke the button, they would have had no way to get out. So if they had no way to get out, with the only two access points being broken, the elevator and the door to the hall, that would have mean that the killer had to have been someone who was already there.
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
You'd probably be right, but for the wrong reason. My reason still stands. They had even the killer would have no way to leave Strawberry House.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
As far as we know, she knows nothing about dating.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Now you're just calling her dumb. Oh boy.
Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
Nagito!
The heck, you guys! The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
I was expecting him to go, again. So what the weapon is just by looking? It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably the hammer. But the pillar was also knocked over, and that has blood on it. But on the floor, the chipped over pillar.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
About that.
The pillar, huh?
Hey!
No, the hammer!
Oh, there you go.
The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
With serious opinion, I don't think so.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
I don't think so because the pillar had blood
That's
on
right.
it.
It was a surprise beating.
No,
the weapon
pillar
is decided.
No, the pillar had blood on it, so that had to be the weapon. Hammer in the title was the weapon, like you said. It looks like that's the case, but the pillar has blood on it.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there.
That pillar.
No, the hand the killer used and beat the crap out of him.
Really? Not to do with how they beat the crap out of Nekomaru. Hammer's definitely the weapon. They use that to beat Nekomaru. Really?
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
Oh, I guess we gotta
The weapon was right there at the scene of the
That pillar.
No, the hammer the killer used and beat the crap out of him.
Oh, the hammer was
No,
real.
that's wrong.
There was everything blood, oil. I didn't see moving hammer, but I didn't.
No,
but that would be
I
it.
can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
There was no oil on it,
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
but there's blood and oil on the pillar.
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. Just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Oh my god, the ultimate baby face. No, but
Baby gangsta? Me?
but the killer planted the hammer there to make it look like that would have been the weapon.
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Kazuichi.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
And I thought we had Nagato to worry about.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Very much.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
The pillar!
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
The pillar had oil on it! It was the pillar!
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
Yes, the pillar! The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it, it was the broken pillar. What did I keep saying?
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
You tried lifting it already.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah. Couldn't even lift it. And you didn't even try. It's no use, it's barely budging. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Nekomaru killed himself?
Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
But he was the victim!
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're
Now
right.
Akane's putting us in circles!
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide. Oh boy. By the way, the fourth murder of the killing school life was apparently ruled a suicide. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
Oh my god!
See. So my gut was right after all.
You wanted to lift and clobber
It's
someone!
up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
So is it something on Sonia? Or on the floor tipped of the pillar or the fragment?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
Boldness. Go Sonia!
He was not lifted. Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
Don't interfere, Hammies!
What about tipping the pillar over?
That's one way.
They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Oh yeah, you got it. I see.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Then you're the killer!
Considering the pillar's weight,
Freaking heavy.
it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
So maybe the fragments? The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar. Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over. Considering that it probably exerts...
Sonia, you... I'm getting hella excited!
Nah, I'm a little confused.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
What is that?
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
I guess because the fragments
There's
are
no
under
need to
him.
lift that pillar.
If
They
the
could
pillar
not
was
tip it
not
over
lifted,
because...
beating him with it is
What about tipping the pillar over?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No, that's wrong.
Because the fragments were under Nekomaru's body, so... That wouldn't have been possible if they tipped it over.
Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar. Then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
But they were under it.
Huh?
Also, I realized I just got rid of the ability that would give me more time.
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body.
Or maybe I kept it, and this is just because I'm on
If
me.
the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
The pillar was definitely not tipped over.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
Can we put the rope into
How
question?
much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
Oh my god.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
Huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
There's a rope.
Is that true?
Well, sibling
Then I
raised the
shall
rope.
ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual.
Oh, he's still acting his unusual self.
You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill!
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough.
Well, can we also explain that he had rope tied to him as well?
But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
The rope?
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I
Is he the
know,
killer?
but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know? We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
So, is this a confession?
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon!
No.
No.
You are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I'm gonna guess Gundam also has something for Sonya.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Because Sonya is pampering him.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
The fact that they're
You
connected?
still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Bitch!
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse.
The fact that they're connected.
Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
And the central
It
tower.
is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
And that center area changes depending on which door is open.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but... Huh? I end up finding proof that completely contradicts that. That they're not connected? On the floor. Where's the end of the house?
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
I thought so.
Is that really it?
That?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
I meant
We've
to
already
know.
settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
How time have been thinking of two towers in the same building, but... If that was Jalen there's no way Nagato would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and are actually the exact same place.
Alright.
No, that's wrong!
See what he gotta say. Because I don't remember this bit.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
What?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
Doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Great Tower from Great Hall, Nekomaru's body was
Oh,
in front of the door to Strawberry Hall.
the rotation?
But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Great Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? You seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
Oh my
If the
God.
floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down!
Yep, I did do something. Even I'm curious.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
Something was
Well,
closed.
we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower. But we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Oh my God. Mary Antoinette. That's what Celestia said she was.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. and Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
These are all my cuts.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene? He could have moved it all, easy as pie.
No, it's definitely home what you just said. I need to show her the evidence of contradiction.
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
Nope. I had apples in the sun. There's no way I can get it. But that
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly wielding the power of the futuristic Robo Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the
Allow me to go through those words!
Pillar, the body, everything moves!
Moving the body and pillar is possible.
Oh,
It
because
would
the
have
oil
been
would have been
impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
Very close up a Kazuichi,
So
I
what
guess.
really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building
Like,
or
two
two
different
different
buildings
buildings, then what are they?
Oh my gosh, the doctor hurt so much.
No idea, huh?
Mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito.
Of course.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Something happened to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
Perform the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could you be talking about the Mexican Strawberry House? Jamming of the cards? The life-threatening game?
See! You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
Bunch of poison.
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself.
And he never told us what he
From
saw.
that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
See? This is it.
He said that he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
All the trees? That's something that shouldn't make sense in the picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
Or logic dive? Wait, doesn't it make that doesn't make sense in this picture? The building? It's a tower, right? Only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. It's not unnatural at all. What doesn't make sense?
Crap!
Is it just gonna be the trees?
Here!
For real?
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then, this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. Angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Not just that there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo. These are other concepts contained in it. That doesn't make sense in this photo. God, more? A little pathfinder? No matter how much the sky?
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was,
Oh, then there should have been another
Grape
building,
House and
is that
Strawberry
it?
House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House,
Which
you should see Grape House behind it.
Which I was gonna say which was where the final dead room was. So we should have seen Great Tower, I guess. Or the
But in this
center
photo,
tower.
I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape,
Oh, no
no
Grape
Grape
Tower.
House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not. Are you saying that Grape House is merely an
my
illusion spell
God.
cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this.
What do you know?
It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue? You talking about that one? Or like one time? Why, hello there, Hajime. Why are you here? Because I showed up. How did you even come here? Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Was that thing just now another hint of figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse structure? Using Nagito appears from the third floor. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Alright, logic dive. Good, because I don't know how I'd be able to do a Hangman's Gambit. 5 minutes. That's always fun. Come on, let me go. The Strawberry House and Grape House both exist. They both exist. What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? Ow. Never mind, I'm playing up on mean difficulty, so I'm blaming that. I'll get better at this soon! Strawberry House and Grape House, the same building or two different buildings? I guess we've already confirmed that they're different buildings. They're barely even connected. Wait, they are two? Wait, I thought we confirmed they were different buildings. I guess we're still going with the whole Chiaki's experiment. Because you have to stick with them in the same buildings. I thought we just unconfirmed that. Danganronpa 2 really is confusing. How is Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other? Oh wait, if he came from the third floor, then it would have to be vertically, wouldn't it? Because vertical's up and down. Yeah, it's an up and down structure, upstairs, downstairs structure.
It's all coming together.
Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House.
It was above it.
Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
What about the elevator though? That doesn't move up and down.
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings.
They're one 6-story.
They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture,
There's gonna
it's
be another
clear
one.
where Strawberry House is located.
Where Strawberry House is located? Below Grape House? No?
Crap!
I see!
I didn't think about that
On
either.
top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh snap! I
Oh
never
my
expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes.
I still don't understand.
A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
You've just been Monokuman! Hey, I got my voice back.
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
A Kuma house!
It's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
But I'm confused about the elevator then. Didn't they already say that wasn't vertical? Was that allowed too?
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House.
I have no idea why I can't do Monokuma's voice unless I'm directly speaking for him.
Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple.
Are you still connected in some way?
Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a
Oh my
flash.
god.
Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see.
Sonia really left
Do
the
whatever you
Gundam.
like.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
You just left this ad. The pillar, the chain. We're doing the chain.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Whatever you like, know your limits.
Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers
Oh, your answer.
was actually a dummy.
What amazing, Gundam. Are dummies tasty?
You mean a fake body?
Listen to me, please listen to me.
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Oh, he's crying! The dummy of Nekomaru's bag, does that mean the killer did it in advance? Is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
Wow.
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of
Okay,
them!
so it has to be the part where you mentioned the dummy. I'm gonna try the chain.
I'm gonna solve this mystery!
And hurry up!
One of the bodies was actually a dummy!
Why not? I'm gonna really put it on the dummy. Damn it! Put it on the dummy, because
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in was actually a dummy!
He did die with a mechanical
I'm
body.
gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies was actually a dummy!
No, that's wrong!
I knew it was a dummy because he did die with a mechanical body. He died as Robo Mecha.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
You hurt
When
yourself?
we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said,
You contradicted yourself! I just that the part that can't be arranged like some of the body all moved too.
right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right?
He contradicted himself without even
Killer
knowing
couldn't
it.
have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
She said she's joking.
You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd
Maybe
be
he
much
would
more
have, and that looks
convenient for the
suspicious.
killer if it stayed broken. I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
Wah.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A
Ah.
device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
So, are we still gonna go with the floor move? Device like that? A device that transfers things to different floors in the same building. Elevator? I feel like I've seen that before. Alright, let's do this. Is it literally just gonna be an elevator? Elevator or the floor? E-L-E-V-A-T. Yeah, it should be elevator. I didn't do that. I meant to... There we go. Speedrun for days. I accidentally destroyed it again. It's elevator. I even said it was elevator and I kept accidentally destroying it.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
So it's not that we're waiting for the door to close, but we have to wait for the room for the floor to actually move.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right?
Oh, I get it. Since they were on a different floor when they went to the Strawberry Tower, it's not that the chains disappeared, it's that they weren't there.
But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
They didn't disappear, they just weren't there.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
Ooh, so many things to tell people off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. Includes the body, the pill, and the oil. We've been talking about this stuff for a while. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact they all moved with the elevator. The one thing that these things all have in common was all Nekomaru's parts. They were all heavy. All heavy. That one includes Nekomaru's body and the pill. Not the oil.
Damn it!
Damn it. All have in common. Was it just simply they were all on the floor?
See!
Ow.
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
No, they were just lifted.
And?
The thing was, you probably came out the same side now that I think about
Why
it.
did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer.
Different
The
floors.
reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Only the floor moved. There's something unique about the elevator. Enormous circle, there's no ceiling. What's that? No, the floor moves. I think Gundam mentioned that before.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
That actually sounds pretty sick. I wouldn't mind going to a place that has a floor moving elevator.
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
This explains why it's like the
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Now my guess is that... Oh wait, it's actually like this one. I'm still more confused with the actual elevator.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary? So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Oh my god!
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Oh my god. Swoon?
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
You would have liked that, wouldn't you? You rabbit skank.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair the button, but... Seriously, hold on. If you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain the other side of the door? Chain? Well, at least Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as the chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse.
So basically the only thing that would have kept them from entering Strawberry Hall was the elevator. Because the tower, they would have been able to get there just fine.
The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gunda, please proceed.
Actually, up a little bit.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
Actually, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Oh my god. I agree, what does this mean? Two houses are connected vertically. The position of the tower should be the same in both houses. In the back, when my back is taking the elevator in Grape House, the tower is on my right. And when my back is taking the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower is on my left. In the final bedroom. How can I break through this contradiction? I'm actually going for it. There's gonna be another weird feeling in the tower. Not so sudden appearance. Another strange feeling in the tower.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
There won't any vibration.
vertically, not horizontally.
Exactly.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you,
You have the elevator.
the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
Why did they become a comedy duo?
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
So Gundam is that matching argument. Sounds like it makes sense, but not really correct. Is this about Noctis and
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, If the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Damn it. I'm sure when the elevator is behind you, each tower exists in opposition. Your back is getting scored. What was Kazuichi's account? Or are we going back to the sudden weird feeling in the tower? I hear the compass needle spun 180 degrees while I was in contact elevator. Alright, I'm gonna try his thing on both of them. Because it spun
the elevator should
degrees,
move.
It means it's spun around.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Let's say imagine about them being on the opposite sides. One on the other side. So it can't be Kazuichi's account. I guess I'm gonna try the weird feeling.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Shit. You have to connect vertically. The elevator should also move vertically. Imagine getting scorched. You have to scorch him.
The two houses are...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, if the contact elevators, the towers are in opposite directions.
So it was the Kazuichi. I'm losing health fast.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Oh wait, because they shouldn't move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
I just understood that now. Because I remember the compass, it moved around.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees? Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees.
So the elevator rotated.
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side, which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
Ooh.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
Not even human!
You'll say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear! So I was never human to begin with! I'm different from these lowly humans!
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now.
Why are you complaining?
As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
It's an eight-sided polygon! What an octagon means.
I see!
I just said that too, I just think as a joke.
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that.
Oh my god.
For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
You hate me now?
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
After the final dead room? Place befitting of the name Octagon is probably within this picture? I fucked up badly, let's try this again. I don't see anything resembling an octagon here though. Try the square, try this. Try the other two.
Crap!
What? I don't see an octagon here. I don't see an octagon here. Ah, I'm running out of time. Damn it. Don't see an octagon though. Sorry guys, need some time to think. Still not an octagon though.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house?
That's what I'm confused about.
If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
What?
That's basically the gist of it.
I would have never figured that out.
The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse.
The funhouse itself?
Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon,
Right.
so they
Hold on,
killed using the building
I'm going back to
structure?
the octagon question. I could have sworn I hit the top of Grape House and nothing happened.
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon. Such a spectacular
I think Nagato's back.
It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Nagato's back! But that's the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use it to use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that? Like we're entering intermission.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to come out of me! Oh, I won't be bullied by this. Then let me say it right away! I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. My enemy is a serious stuffitly? That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stuffitly, huh? That's not it! That's not at all! At all! Stupid, fat, and ugly! The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all 3 of these words would be... Stuffitly! Stew fatly, stupid, fat, and ugly. Is a fat in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Mon ami is a serious stupatly.
Okay! Moving along.
Hello! I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Nice. It's too fatly.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Okay, she recovered quickly.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
She did.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment.
He's
I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
Yep!
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
He wants to be the despair.
Retract?
I'm
He's taking it back.
disappointed too, you know? If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know.
Oh my
Not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Long time, you know, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? The ropes and everything. It's hardly damaged if it would be incendious with a blunt object. If it was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? He's crushed by the elevator. We just say he wasn't beaten by the blunt object. No. Does he even run on batteries? No, he fell.
Let's see.
Bunch of rope there and a broken doorknob.
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
But the doors don't open.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
I think you're just hungry. Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind the incident, I need to solve the mystery next. Or not mystery next. The good night button, the contact elevator, the strange feeling.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor,
the 1st floor is Great House.
You can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
4th floor is Strawberry House.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
I said that's impossible. That's impossible.
How about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator,
Nekomaru?
They moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor?
She not can speak.
As long as there's a moving object inside.
A moving object!
The other door won't open.
Oh.
Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
But someone put him to sleep.
Must be the
he wouldn't be
threshold.
moving! It was somehow so easy. I need to make it clear so they understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. So it's all up to me.
When the elevator is
If
on
the
the
object
you can't
is
go through the door,
moving.
it'd be impossible.
Then, after locking the, they move the L and made use of the.
Hold on. As long as there's a moving object inside.
What if he wasn't moving?
No, that's wrong!
I know we made it clear that has to do something with.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Getting all types of verbal damage from Sonya. The way to create the drop is at the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. John seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? The wire, the tip-over pillar, the new-looking hammer.
If you arrange it a certain way,
An arrangement?
you can cause the drop within the
Drop
elevator.
inside? What's the arrangement?
So you're telling us all
Oh, he's finally
to
talking.
think about the arrangement, right?
That's not it. Don't interfere!
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Let me talk. The hammer, huh? Thinking
Isn't it about
time.
time we went over the pillar again?
He's announcing. He's still saying
What about
it.
the oil on the floor?
Wait, no, it's the pillar. The oil,
The
huh?
doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Hey, listen to me. Stinky, listen.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Damn!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
I am awake and the friendliness meter is going down fast. If Nekomaru's inside the elevator, how do you create a difference in elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way,
Wait, the great tower door was
you
above,
can cause the drop
and
within
the
the
doorknob fell
elevator.
out, then he could have been
So
tied
you're
there.
telling us all to
And-
think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
There we go.
I agree with that! Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower
Yep.
and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Nope!
Better not finish that sentence!
Yep!
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created
they
a drop
already knew
so
it.
Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Yep, there we go.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Wait, what did he say? I skipped this side. If I suspend in midair like that, then how do you fall? Because even if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Oh, wait, so I didn't miss anything? How do you get him to fall? We'll figure that out. Wire, the pillar fragments, or the copper
Even if they
wire.
suspended Nekomaru from... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Nope!
Allow me to cut through those words.
wasting time.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying?
He would wiggle.
How would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
No one didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Nope. Not yet! Here comes the incredible strength of 1 million horsepower! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. Has he loosened it? That's really what it was. Then the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this!
He really does.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell on the floor, the only thing I can think of what happened was... He collided with the pillar. There was oil on the pillar, so he had to have collided with it.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
Like, here we go with the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Again?
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
30 minutes past Monokuma Taichi?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Taichi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Nothing mystery, I don't understand. Seriously, shooting one after another. But I can't talk about a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to be true. There should definitely be a clue to break into the contradiction. That's what I need there. On top. Radio top.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Okay.
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
No mistake. Impossible.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
What is wrong? Which one is it?
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
That's good.
That's gotta be it!
They blackened. No, it's a radio clock. So it can't be messed with. I thought you had Nekomaru's death at 7:30, but it was set his body before 7. You can press one possibility at a time and go to break through the contradiction.
Headed for Big Tower before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and the time the body. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No, that's wrong.
Can't be messed with. He said it himself. And you weren't there, I guess.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a
Oh
misunderstanding.
my god, now Gundam is simping!
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
The time really punches me. I don't think I should got the testimony. Should got the clock. I don't think that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think, by focusing on things, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Let the logic die. Okay, I can jump at the back of that. That's logical. Ah! I don't like you mess it up, you go right back to the beginning. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? What happened? The time in the building? Or was it where the murder happened? Oh! Well, that would have been my next answer anyways. I mean, then again, I would have seen which one was the right answer after choosing the first wrong one. Oh, I get it, because Nekomaru... Okay, so someone was able to mess with the clocks, however, they can't mess with the clock inside Nekomaru. But they did mess with the clocks at the tower. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clocks. Nekomaru's radio clock can't be tampered with. The radio clock. I mean, not the radio clock, the tower's clock. Both of them. Oh no. Well, that one's coming. Alright. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses, didn't they? I can tell you that both houses are Strawberry House. Finish! The time in the building's clocks, and
It's all coming together! You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
All the clocks didn't have the right time.
All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
How'd they sneak in the Grape House then?
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Oh, I guess Nagato back to
Now's
those,
not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Wait, that's the main problem. To clarify how much time was off after the killer messed the clock. That's definitely the next mission. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. I'm sorry, I may not be able to do that so easily. In Gundam.
If the time in the building was all messed up,
That's all of it.
then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The radio clock!
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
Oh, that is something. No mistake.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
What are you guys doing at that time?
Are there any
Oh, that's
clues that can be
not
used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
Oh, look at my phone. I didn't know.
It would have been a great clue.
Oh, actually, that is a clue. Someone heard it. Nekomaru screamed?
He's not the type to let out a scream.
But someone did hear it.
Only
On it.
Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough. We would have heard it too.
I didn't hear it. I was before.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
Get it. Don't act so proud about it. What's to the police? What's to the killer just time? Like, really, how can I figure that out?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on the time of
I guess we go by the time we heard the crash.
The problem is, what's in our time?
Are there any clues that
If only I heard the sound when he... It would have been a great
Get it.
clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type.
only we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building, then we can only rely on the time of... It's clearly 7...
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree
Someone
with
heard
that.
it though. Akane Owari.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I can't imagine having been stuck in a tower.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
So were they? So 5:30 in the morning. Time of death was 7:30 in the morning. So it was 2 hours off.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
That rumbling sound I heard was at 5:30. It's like the answer how much the time was off. It's really right in front of me.
I see!
7:30 a.m. was the time of death. 5:30 a.m.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30.
According to the clock.
And if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also uses a specific thing. I'm trying to learn only Nekomaru, and that specific thing is... Nekomaru Tai Chi? The clock's alarm? What's going on with the code? No, they don't. Even the clock alarm could be a lot. This is Nekomaru's number. I don't know alarms anyway. It's just like the killer Nekomaru.
Damn it!
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it.
I see!
The times. So...
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time. that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
I think Monokuma also said we were late.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Jeez, how outrageous! I didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
You get me! Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
So we're going back to the fact that it could have only been people in the strawberry house?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. There was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Who is it?
Who's the bastard?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi at that time, right? Well, with the last song, after all, I rushed over there, didn't I? And when the rumbling noise occurred soon after, I was with the others when Nekomaru fell. Oh, I get it.
Crap! You're the only one!
Nagito?
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there.
Trying to shut up forever.
It's just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, and so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
Wait. They were all in the deluxe rooms. Is there something that goes on in the deluxe rooms? Kazuichi, Nakato, Sonia, and Chiaki were all in the deluxe guest rooms.
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Wait a minute, and that doesn't explain Kazuichi. Yeah, Kazuichi had one of the guests and the deluxe rooms, right? Nekomaru had the middle room. He had a crappy room. How can I fucking think? Nekomaru had the standard room. Fuyuhiko had a crappy room. I can't remember like all the guys now. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, wait. I'm a little confused. Wait, was it? Oh wait, no, it was Gundam that won the deluxe, right? Secret didn't hit the rumbling noise with Nakato, Sonia, and Chiaki. Secret is what you three have in common. Was also the secret that points to the killer? The deluxe rooms, they were all in the deluxe room. So it is deluxe, the first one, but what's the next one? I'm a little confused. Oh, I guess I'm really going plural. Yeah, the game has a way of tricking people. I hate when it does that.
I got it!
We're all in the deluxe rooms. Wait, it only listed 3 people, so it's 4 people that were in the deluxe room. And there were 4 people
Nakato, Sonia,
in
and
the deluxe
Chiaki.
room.
The 3 of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
There you go. The classrooms are divided by quality grades. Oh, soundproof, there we go. Bathroom is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The room has socialization with easy. Funny room has severe airborne drop travel. So
The
soundproof.
reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
God.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of
4
Nekomaru's
deluxe rooms
killer.
were occupied, but only 3 deluxe room members were there. It's Gundam. It has to be Gundam. Because I remember now correctly that Gundam had one of the deluxe rooms.
Hold on a sec! Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Some might look at it and not what it means. Killer Among Us. Killer who murdered Nekomaru. But the only one that heard something was Factor Drew. Gundam Tanaka. And he's so proud of it! It's like everyone else is stressed that Nekomaru,
There's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There was only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me?
Yeah, he saw you.
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
Yep.
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Why did you let them look so deviant?
I was in the lounge.
So you would have seen them go back. Yep.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
What are you doing? This rocket. Having the supreme rule of the Netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Look, I'm making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
For real.
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now
He's panicking.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right, that's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Bathroom's all on the first floor.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean a class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers.
How does that work?
Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
Hmm?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah! You said opening act again!
Uh-oh!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
So you destroyed the elevator at Grape
And
House.
what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. If something is obviously wrong, that's when the contradiction is born. There's this thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Okay. Good night button, the clock's alarm clock, and the radio clock.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the
Everyone's
elevator was
then?
broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Funhouse, I'm getting confused.
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Isolated.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we
This
stop
is-
this already?
I mean, we can also go with, the only reason I highlight that is because Nagato, remember how he randomly just appeared? That means there's a different way to get from different halves to both houses other than the elevator. Cartoon is when something's obviously wrong. No contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm gonna find out what that is for the sake of everyone's hope. I'll shoot through that contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
Nope.
No, that's wrong!
Remember when Nagito suddenly appeared? Definitely didn't use the elevator while it was broken.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nagito, didn't you just randomly appear?
You're the only one!
You just randomly appeared out of nowhere while the elevator was still broken.
You should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Now, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up.
My God!
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
By the killing
Plus,
room.
once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
It was smack dab right in front of you. How could you miss
There's
it?
no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say?
Oh, I'm pissed.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Now I'm pissed.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Why is it so hard? I'm in the time to listen to it, it makes me tired. If we come back against the worst,
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
There we go.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret
now
passage
doing
was
that
at the
more
Octagon.
argument.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blindness,
There we go.
Allow me to cut through those words!
I don't feel like listening to her anymore.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
From the final
The
dead
only
room.
place I can think of is the Octagon.
That's the final dead room.
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture
Oh my
us
God,
with
leave me
a
alone.
very long summary of the case. But there's
we're still
no
going
reason to
to.
waste any more time on this opening act.
My God.
So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, By messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded.
Really?
They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Could them be fighting words?
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
Gundam.
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
I never understand anything.
Years. I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you
Ultimate
intend to
form.
do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
This is why I have little buddies.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
That's only good with the one-on-one.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitation.
You brought out your own little weapon right there.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. It's just as you requested, I will provide an army that leaves you no choice but to be persuaded. And panic talk action. The Gundam Tanaka Panda.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get
World Top Sabers!
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
You may confirm they can press buttons.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
That button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
The Strawberry House. Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid! Here's through the supernova silver fox Sandy. Press the button. Press the button. This is the Skyline Lamentation art of the Demon Mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
They were chained.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Still doesn't want to admit it.
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
So wait, just watch it be defeated like that?
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
You just watch it be defeated, is basically what he's saying. What is the time? We set the alarms for alarm clock. You can't suppress it. Working aloud since early morning. Sometimes we can see Nekomaru move. Oh, that just looks right. I'll try if we even try. Nekomaru's weakness is the good night part. Why ride on Nekomaru's feet? Kill the third one after leaving the tower. Nekomaru's feet. Okay, I think it's this. Yep. Kill the third one after leaving the tower. With the button. Oh, so we're getting multiple panels at a time? What was the fake weapon that's in the tower? Just gather the lounge. My Nekomaru's full. Okay, so we go back. Factory is 5 AM right now. You can see Nekomaru. There we go. 5:30 is 2:40 AM right now. Big weapon, the hammer. That's the lounge. Fight Nekomaru fall. With the rumbling noise, it is now within me. This is the Kane myself. Losing last early morning. We just allowed the alarm clock. Okay, yep, so mine was sleeping. Who was allowed this early morning? Sleep. Who the fake weapon left with the hammer. guys at the lounge. Yeah, that's kind of thing. We have to get the lounge modified. But my Nekomaru fall, the doorknob came off. And then with the rumbling noise, I woke up at the same time.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Let's go.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead ring. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building.
The exact same.
On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
They even opened the hatch.
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending.
And he was up hanging.
And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall.
But someone saw around it.
With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage.
But they couldn't because Fuyuhiko and Kazuichi.
So they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
Gundam Tanaka sauce.
That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Strawberries and grapes.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Oh, I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that!
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Looks like that seals the Chapter 4 trial. That'll be 35. Let's check number 8.
This result isn't all that exciting.
It's boring.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Okay, Daffy Duck. That mouth and popped. Yeah, I can't do a Daffy Duck. Despicable. Gundam Tanaka sauce. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys are correct once again! Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka!
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue!
now then.
Now that we've decided who's the killer, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. Took the class transferred, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it until we hear from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
If I didn't want to talk to one who has lost, the loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
It's what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I should correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting them. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. They said that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too,
He was just
must be
trying to
the
cling to
will
life,
of
so there are many
causality.
ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
In the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. You guys fought. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He was my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves to stare down. In that situation, if we wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. He did not turn his back to me. He's that stubborn. Instead, he chose to fight that risked his life and death.
That is...
Fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious, too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. I haven't been doing the voice the whole time, haven't I? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know the victim. Me was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
And
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might! I won't go easy on you! Don't even think about holding back!
So one of them would have
Don't
died
waste
either
your
way.
breath on cowardly tactics! Give
So
me
one of them would
everything
have
you
died either
got!
way. That's why I think that's
Nekomaru need I! Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
What? Why did you fight? We're all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? And if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. This is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Are you telling us just to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. You mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that is just an insult to life itself.
Let me
Have you
ask.
fools heard the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
The strong eat the weak? That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this
If a
world.
world were considered that justice, then I would fight that word with every last fiber of my being. Let's see that come out, son. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that just to try to justify what you did?
But
It sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my
But
tears.
even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed the crime. Is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead wound? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagato, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play. He only did it. Wait, what does that even mean? He only did it once. So how many times did Nagato do it?
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that it's also because you hadn't quickly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka!
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I sack myself for the sake of you, fool.
Fade like
Not in
dust
a million,
in the wind.
not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I just bet that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Start this funhouse again. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Got it! And be prepared on special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka!
Please wait!
This is just too much!
I beg of you!
Please, Monokuma, please not Gundam!
Huh?
Sonia!
I beg of you!
How pitiful.
Sonia! An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam! It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor.
here we go
I
again.
was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously!
I am Gundam Tanaka!
That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Game over. Gundam has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Hunter's Bulls and Lions. The Gundam Tanaka Stampede. Ultimate Breeder Gundam Tanaka's execution executed. Gundam Tanaka. Bulldog Devas who are actually scared. writing his alphabet in the sand. Y'all powerful Mikey? I didn't think so. Cats and rabbits. He's a demon of hell going to heaven. Gundam! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our chest. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll be ever able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it! So pissed off, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You know, when so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things end up like this. You're full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
Time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell and presumably will be very cross with us. Right, she's crying. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So, how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial's over, so it's okay for you to go back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing explosion will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he gonna keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling that for so long, I finally feel fresh. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Hold on a sec, that move shift is too damn fast!
It's not like that.
Right, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. It's what it means to live, right? Oh, she was crying too. Yeah, she's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, we'll sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class has come to an end, and once again we'll return to Jabberwock Island. Size group is definitely diminished. Despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. At the moment, we were able to figure out the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from my sight. Who? Nagato? Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Don't expect to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. It's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. No way the pilot had just Hajime's information. Oh, what's he gonna do? Guess they're too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit? Regardless, I was safe. This would get too complicated if they found out. Anyway, can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me my life. So we had a suicide in the last game. Are we gonna have a suicide in this game? Is it gonna be Nagato?
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this. Oh boy.
Monokuma appears!
Alright, Monokuma's arrived! Who's summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagato. Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see, so you can tell. Ah, don't you find out who the traitor is? You know me well.
Wow.
That is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see, so even you don't know, huh? Because the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your love?
Hey.
Summoned you because of something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah, what about it? There's information about 16 people in the file I received. Isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know?
The traitor from the Future Foundation hidden among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
This file contains documents that were created at Hosting the Academy, right?
Of course!
That's right! I just read the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making!
But...
This file even contains information about the traitor. Was that person also a former student at Hosting the Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder...
Hey.
Could it be... Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into a file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to keep things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
Well...
It's not my point.
Right?
The point is, you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up!
I explained it correctly, say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? Just like Monomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Existence means nothing, huh?
No!
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, the first is the evil Future Foundation Lockies putting you guys do this awful stuff. It's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey.
Your purpose is to fill everyone on the island with despair, right? That's why you intend to let the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep.
If
that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right?
However, it seems I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too. Well, I know you would say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. It's like that. You saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. There's a bring absolute hope that shines brightly step by step in myself and despair exists. You're right! You're a true believer of hope after all! I must say the belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you... I don't know what you're talking about, but if someone has worked as me reminds you of some other person. You must be extremely unlucky! Oh no,
like...
Maybe just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Wow.
And I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
You don't know?
Would you say that coming across as much despair is a rather rare opportunity? Can't rely on anyone on this island, that's why I have to be the one who does it. If I don't make despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope! I'll become an existence that can even become ultimate hope! Oh no. The two of you I like. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
there's one more thing I want to ask you. Huh?
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? First time was on purpose, second one was not. Because I'm right again, you're definitely waiting for someone on this island. The person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, the person's already on this island. Wouldn't that be exciting? Oh jeez. Once again, Naga's gone absolutely nuts. That's nothing. 5 days, 11 hours, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds. ultimate robot stream of Clockwork. Can we answer that already? Maybe yes. Nekomaru and Gundam. The bread for destruction. We got the Hellhound earring. Alright. Well, that's my hope.